What's up, everybody? Welcome to VATSIM. We are going to be controlling here in Metro. We got one aircraft on the ground, just got cleared out of here. We got to give him taxi clearance once he gets to the active here. And we'll get him out of here. Only one aircraft on the ground right now. We are, of course, in a nationwide VATSIM event right now called Open Mic. Every single RTEC is online. The entire United States is covered with ATC. So if you're wanting to fly anywhere tonight, you're going to have coverage. So definitely take advantage of that if you're into the flight simulation world. Our gaming, yeah, song is vibe, isn't it? Christian, yes, I am streaming. Yeah, I would like to see some actual traffic too. I've only had 3 aircraft tonight, and I've been on for about an hour, well, almost 2 hours now, actually. All that traffic's been in the last hour, so hopefully we'll see some more traffic start spinning up here as we move into the later hours as people get online. But we'll see. If you guys have any questions regarding air traffic control or VATSIM, anything like that, this is the perfect stream to ask those questions because I'll have plenty of time to answer them. Colby, how you doing? Something. Go fast. Oh, let me guys turn the PC. At. Like, there it is. Done. Okay. That song, what is the name of that song? I'll tell you. Called Lazy Boy Blues. I don't remember who it's by, but it's in the YouTube audio library. Patrick, can you go? Can I go what? For some reason, I always get Detroit. It's just like, I always feel like it's misspelled, but it's not. I always feel like the I should be before the O, and that's not true. It's just, I don't know. It just looks wrong in my opinion. Hey, you're getting on? Awesome. How long did it take for me to learn to become ATC on VATSIM? Well, I started back in early December in Seattle RTEC. I learned minor ground there, transitioned over to Cleveland in January, and I've learned major ground here in Cleveland. So, but if you're dedicated, I mean, you can knock out up to tower in like, a month or so. And like Ryan said, he just got pushed up. You're minor certified now, so 1 to 3 weeks. Yeah, it's about what you should expect. Christian, contact your RTEC, man. Whoever your training administrator is. Odd. So I'm guessing it's that USA is not pushing the information over. Oh wait, that's totally different. Never mind. I can't speak of overseas. I have no idea how they run stuff over there. I only know that USA. Sorry. Got 2 aircraft on the ground now. Got West Wind 209er and Southwest 2533. 2533 hasn't inputted a flight plan yet. We'll see. push up. There they are. Interesting.
And West Wind 209 are holding short of uniform, ready for taxi.
West Wind 209er, runway 21 right, taxi via Gulf, Victor, Mike, cross 27 right on Gulf.
Gulf, Victor, Mike, cross 27 right on Gulf, West Wind 209er.
He's on taxi now, and he is set for Gulf. And watch him, make sure he is going to follow that. So he should go right around here and then up Mike. Yep, US is fully staffed right now. No, I'm using VRC. All right, Ryan. Welcome to join us, sir. On Gulf, he's crossing 27 right now. Do not have to ask for clearance for taxi over there because this runway 27 right, 27 left are closed, and so is 22 left right now. So if you guys are going to jump it on, don't expect to land or take off 22 left. It is currently closed due to real life construction or maintenance on the runway. Andrew, how's it doing? How you doing? Yeah, so it's open mic night. So it's the first time VATSIM's done this. Basically, the idea is to get as many controllers on at one time as possible across the entire U.S. It's a VAT USA event. So every RTEC has Center Online. Most have all their major airports fully staffed. It's a pretty large event.
Southwest 2533, radio check.
Southwest 2533, Metro Ground, gotcha 5x5. How many?
555 for you, sir. Thank you.
Did tower come back yet?
Not to my knowledge, sir.
Okay. If he taxis, well, let me see. Yeah, I don't think Curly's back. If you want to just hand him directly off to me, that's fine.
Okay, I'll do that. I was talking to the TRACON controller, the approach us departure controller here out of Metro, coordinating, getting this guy off the ground here. Andrew, so as far as I know, it's open. So, like, you don't have to. It depends on how your RTEC's running it. 1 second. West Wind 209, contact Metro departure on 126.22.
2622, West Wind 209.
So, let's see. Yeah, so, like, for example, mine, it was you can reserve a position but it's not guaranteed. So like, it's not super strict. There's no like, oh, be very specific kind of deal. It's kind of open, but every Artec's a little bit different how they're organizing tonight. So the idea of open mic though is to allow pretty much anyone that is qualified to come on there and operate. When do you transfer a taxi aircraft to tower and Unicom? So when there's no longer any type of what's the word? Conflict. So what I usually do, and it depends on the runway and it depends on how much traffic you have, it can vary. Generally, when I'm pushing over here to 2-1 right, I wait till they're past Mike 5. That way I know, the only place they can go is either A, actually to the runway, or B, into this little parking area here, which is just, is empty. Now, if this was not empty, I wouldn't hand them off until they actually got to Mike 6. But since it's empty, there's no other aircraft. I don't have to worry about that. I just hand them off there. But it can vary. I mean, it depends on what runway you're running with, how much traffic you have, et cetera, et cetera. It can vary. Push him over to departure here. So I know he's departing. Out of there. 170 knots and climbing. 80 knots. 8 past the threshold. So he's actually not. He had to run out and grab something. So normally I would just hand him right off the tower. But even though he says he's online, he's not actually online because he has to run and grab something, and he'll be back hopefully momentarily. All right, so now that he's basically out of my airspace, he's going to be gone. I'm going to go ahead and remove his fly strip, and we're going to delete that fly strip. Yas mode, I don't know what logging means. You mean lagging? That could be a whole ton of different issues. So it's kind of hard to say, hey, this is what you need to do. Wallop tower always gone. Nah, I wouldn't do that. But if you guys want to fly and going to get your clearance and taxi and all that kind of stuff with me or with right now Ryan, our gaming 007, he's down in Pittsburgh right now operating on the ground. So if you want to fly with him, you feel free to do so. If you fly in between, that's a good way you could do that. You could fly from Metro to Pittsburgh or Pittsburgh to Metro, back and forth, and you'll get both of us. We've got center online, we've got tower, approach, departure. We are fully manned and operational. But like I said, if you guys have any questions regarding VATSIM, ATC, controlling, when you might ask a question, do certain procedures, anything like that, because as you all know, I've done a lot of the pilot side. I've also done ATC side, so I can kind of bring that together, mesh it. Merry Christmas. I mean, I could. It's not really going to do anything, but I don't see the point. So, Christian, you have to be. I mean, it's within your RTEC, or if you have a visitor's rights in some other RTEC. So there's still restrictions. You can't just. I can't just go, hey, I'm going to be on Atlanta ground right now. I can't do that. But if I had a visitor permission with Atlanta, then I could. How long did it take you to learn and get everything up and running for ground? I took about 2 weeks, and I think it was 3 sessions. Third session, I got certified for minor ground. It took about three sessions, and each session was about an hour and a half. So not a lot, but I did a lot of the So I did all the prerequisites on VATUSA.net. Also did a lot of research before I jumped in. Then I moved over here to Cleveland, and it took me 2 times on major ground, to get certified major ground. That would be a lot more than just being mad at me, man. I would get more than just being mad. I would get in serious trouble. I might even get banned from VATSIM. Good evening, Chief. Christian, good question. If all controls are online, who runs the ATIS? Doesn't matter. So, generally, it is the tower's responsibility to make sure the ATIS is operational. What does that mean? That means they're in charge of the ATIS. Whether they delegate that ATIS responsibility to ground or clearance delivery is totally up to the tower. Now, what happens a lot of times is ground comes online before tower, and at that point, tower has the option to allow ground to keep it or to take it over. So ultimately, it is the tower's responsibility to ensure ATIS is operating on that airport. I generally am always controlling ATIS. I've found a lot of tower controllers like going ahead and pushing that off to the ground controller. Just one less thing they have to worry about. It's not currently busy, no. Is it profitable to become an ATC in USA? In real life, you can earn a good amount of money with ATC. You can earn anywhere between $60,000 to $120,000, $150,000 a year. It all depends on where you're at, your seniority, and what positions and cost of living. And there's a bunch of variations. But if you are between the ages of, I want to say it's 21 and before the age of 35, you can become a ATC here in the United States. They'll pay for everything. You just have to serve for a certain number of years and so forth. So, and be willing to move because they'll push you wherever they need you. It could be across the United States. You never know. Yes, mood is just an update. There's no difference. It's the same thing. It does cost a lot to be certified, yes. I'm going to join you in an A321. Awesome. Bring it on. Kennedy Steve. So now you have to be retired out of your position, I think, at 56. All new controllers. I mean, if you're already a controller, you can, or grandfathered then to the original, which I think is like 65 or something like that. But the new restriction is you have to be retired by 56, I believe. It's either 56 or 59. And that's caused some issues with a lot of these older, more experienced individuals are going to be moving out.
Detroit ground, Southwest 2533, IFR to Midway.
Southwest 2533, you are clear to the Midway International Airport via the Cobb 2 departure, ZegB transition, then as filed. Flying via SID, main departure frequency 126.22, squawk 4104.
Clear to the Chicago Midway Airport via the Cobb 2 departure and the ZB transition. Then as filed, climb via SID. Select flight level, I'm sorry, I didn't get the departure frequency.
No problem. Departure frequency is 126.22. 126.22.
12622 and squawk 4104.
Southwest 2533, readback is correct. Expect runway 21 right for departure. Push and start at own discretion. Current ATIS is Charlie. Call me ready, taxi.
2 right for departure, ATIS is, we have Charlie on board, and I'll call ready for taxi, Southwest 2533, thank you.
Right, requested and cleared. One right. And he's going to be pushed. It's going to be Gulf. Sure, Mike as well. Still working at JFK, but inside the airport, actually. Huh. Yeah, I would not be surprised. You know what he should do? He should come join VATSIM. There's no age limit on VATSIM. Come on over, Kennedy Steve. I do not always handle Detroit ground. I'm actually very rarely on, unfortunately, due to my schedule. I usually maybe once a week I'll be on. I'll always let you guys know in my Discord when I'm going to be running as ground and where I'm going to be at. Do you know good weather update? Because I don't have it. I'm not sure what you mean by that. You don't. I don't think you have to go through everything to take the initial test. I did just to make sure I was, I mean, you can if you want to go ahead and jump to the test, go ahead. But my recommendation is go through it anyway. Make sure you're not going to miss anything that could be important. It's best to be the best you can be, and the way you're going to do that is by gaining knowledge and continuing to learn as much as you can. But it's totally up to you. Oh no, no. So if you're going to go for ground, just cover all the ground requirements, and then go on up as you go on up. You don't have to go through all of that. No. Yasmood, it's built into X-Plane. All you got to do is select real world weather. How do you know an aircraft is in mode C? Actually, let me explain. Well, it's kind of hard because even when I zoom in, you can't see it. That's so dumb. It should get bigger. Anyway, basically, the aircraft has these symbols next to it. And one looks like an L shape, one looks like an asterisk, one looks like an A. Basically, in order mode C, it'll let me know by showing an asterisk symbol right next to the aircraft where this little green dot is. It becomes an asterisk. That means it's in mode C. If it's not in an asterisk, it means it's not in mode C. And up here, I have information that shows me exactly what they're squawking. So, for example, right now, sure that I have this. Southwest 2533 is not in mode Charlie and is currently only squawking 2000. When his squawk assigned is 4104, right there. I did not take notes on the VAT USA tutorials. It was more of a refresher for me, as I kind of already knew most of that information. Looking back, I would probably take notes on the weather and altitudes and stuff like that, because that does come into effect when you're giving clearances, and you kind of need to know that differences and things like that, and it can be quite confusing. So, um, taking notes is not a bad thing. When I did my training sessions, I took notes for that for sure. Yeah, so the METAR can be quite confusing, uh, for sure.
Southwest 2533, ready for taxi.
Southwest 2533, runway 21 right, via Gulf Victor Mike, cross 27 right on Gulf.
Two seven right via Golf Victor Mike, cross 27 right, to Golf, Southwest 2533.
How long does it take you? How long does it take for you to move up to tower? That's totally up to your ability to understand and training opportunities, and there's a lot of variables. So, I mean, I started training for tower over in Seattle, for minor tower, and I felt like I wasn't getting the training I needed, and that's one of the main reasons I switched over to Cleveland, so I could actually be trained, and I've learned a lot over here in Cleveland, Artec. So I haven't started training again for my um, the tower yet, but yeah, I don't know if there's actual in VAT USA. I don't think there's a requirement for hours, but you have to know the positions below you. So, like for ground, I have to know clearance and delivery and ground. For tower, I have to know clearance, delivery, ground, and tower. For approach, I have to know clearance, delivery, ground, tower, and approach. So there's a lot of information there. So it's best taken in small little bites. So learn minor, minor tower, etc., and go on up. Is that real? No, it is not real. This is VATSIM. So this is not real air traffic control. This is virtual air traffic control via simulation. So X-Plane 11, FSX, P3D, V4, and V5. What's minor and major tower? Minors for your Class Charlie, Class Delta, some Class Bravo airports. So these are every RTEC has what they consider to be their major airport. That is their largest airport, most traffic airport. That's considered a major certification. So it's usually harder. There's a lot more information you have to know. The minor is something smaller. So, for example, in Cleveland, minor airports include Cleveland Hopkins International, Pittsburgh, etc., etc. A more notable one, for example, the Atlanta RTEC, their major is obviously Atlanta International Airport. Their minor is Charlotte. Exactly, Andrew. As I said, except there are some Class Bravos that are minors. Like Cleveland Hopkins, for example, is considered a Bravo airspace. Yeah, message. Oh. Our tower controller's back. All right, let's see here. Going to Pittsburgh, huh? Andrew? 2,500 feet, or 25,000 feet. That's good. Let's check your route, shall we? Good to me. And looks like we got another Delta as well. Oh, so much information unnecessarily in this thing. Go away. Hound LAX. Or head west even. That's good to go. Check that route to make sure that use with that. And yep, that one looks good too. So both of those are going to be good flight plans. All right. Especially when I joined to connect and I put ground, it said your level is too high. What does that mean? It means your view level's too high. Juan Carlos, they should have all that. If you are currently in training, contact your training administrators and stuff, and they'll teach you all about that. So every RTEC's different. And Cleveland, you have to be online for a minimum of 30 minutes for ground and clearance delivery. For tower and above, you have to be a minimum of 1 hour. Southwest 2533. Contact Metro Tower 135.00.
Metro Tower on 135.00, thank you.
Detroit ground, Delta 227, request IFR clearance to Los Angeles is filed.
Delta 227, Metro Ground, good evening. You're cleared to the Los Angeles International Airport via the Kalen 2 departure, SMOV transition, then as filed. Flying via SID, departure frequency 126.22, squawk 4106. Delta 227 just line. Delta 227. Did you copy my last transmission, sir? Juan Carlos, you cannot join as ATC on VATSIM without being properly trained. Do not do it. You'll be banned from that VATSIM forever.
Detroit ground, good day, Delta 1372 with Charlie on board, IFR to Pittsburgh.
Delta 1372, good evening, Metro ground. You're clear to the Pittsburgh International Airport via the LIDS 2 departure, Gravy transition, then as filed, climb via SID. Departure frequencies 126.22, clock 4105.
Delta 1372, we're clear to Pittsburgh, LIDS 2 departure, Gravy, then as child, climb via SID. Departure is 12622, squawk 4105.
Delta 1372 readback is correct. Push and start own discretion. Back runway 21 right for departure. Call me ready taxi.
Okay, we'll call you ready for taxi.
Like Delta 227's having some issues. Keeps logging in and off. On and off. Yeah, Andrew, so we have a minimum time you have to be on, but there's a minimum requirement per month. And like I said, it depends on your RTEC. Each RTEC's different. Mine, Seattle was different. The place to learn, study oceanic clearances. I don't actually. I'm not familiar at all with oceanic clearances. I'm not a good person to ask that. All I do with oceanic, like if I get an overseas departure, I'll check the route, make sure it looks at least decent, make sure that he's got the Latin longs in there at the waypoints, and then I'll just say, hey, you're cleared to the whatever airport, they give just like it would get normal clearance. Nothing any more specific than that. Then hand them, no difference really, because you're not really going to see a crazy amount of those anyway, unless you're like on like JFK or something like that. I'm not sure how they process that. I just don't know. Oceanic's like a totally different animal I haven't touched. I was heading to JFK. The tutorial video. See what you. Now you're asking me to go learn so I can let you learn. Let's see how this goes. Are you talking about on the VATSIM side? Or are you talking about on the pilot side? Pilot side is not that big of a deal. It's pretty easy actually. I'm not sure about the ATC side. With the ground side, with the pilot side, once you get, pushed off the oceanic, all you're going to do is you're going to, at every waypoint, you're going to do a, position check. So you'll call them, say, who you are, and say, you're ready for a position check or whatever. They're going to say, go ahead with it. Whenever they're ready to copy it, you're going to give them your latitude, longitude, direction, speed. I know aircraft type, Latitude, longitude, direction, and speed, I believe, is the information there that you get them. Let's see here. Not a whole lot of traffic in our neck of the. I mean, there's a lot of traffic, but not a ton of traffic in and out of Detroit. But wow, good grief. A lot of people are online right now. Looks like Delta 227 is disconnected permanently. Cade, you were Southwest 2533. Well, you did a good job, Cade, so thumbs up to you. I think once Andrew gets out of here, I'll probably be moving the sign off. I've been online for almost 3 hours now. Been live streaming for 45 minutes. Is it standard procedure to climb via SID in the US? Europe to give you an altitude with your clearance? It varies greatly. So here in Detroit Metro, it's actually pretty easy because most are climbed via SID. However, the Metro departure is maintained 4,000 feet. Initial altitude is 4,000. Any non-SIDs are initially 4,000. Cleveland's very similar to that. It really varies. In Portland, for example, there is no climb via SID. It was all, if you were a turbojet, you all maintained 6,000 feet or 7,000 feet. 6,000 turboprop, 3,000 for regular GA. So it all varies. Yep, see, Atlanta RTAC, they don't have any climb via SID. And it's all based off real world procedures. So in Detroit, Metro Wayne County International Airport, they actually do mostly climb via SIDs. So it's actually based off real world SID stars, etc. And you're leading for the local for the month. Well, good job, man. I wish I could control more. It just, time's just not there. Time's just not there. Delta 1031 just joined us. No flight plan currently filed. Oop, new ATIS update. Delta is now current. Attention all aircraft on frequency. ATIS Delta is now current. Winds 170 at 6. Altimeter 3003. Metro Tower, Metro Ground.
Oh. Never mind.
Metro Tower, Metro Ground.
You there, Tower?
Go for Metro Tower.
Metro Tower, ATIS update Delta now current.
Copy, thank you.
Right, let's see where this guy's going. Going to Ord. Over to Tago. O'Hare specifically.
Hey, how do you subscribe to the ATIS again?
Just
Good.
type in subscribe. Like double click on the ATIS and in the chat just type subscribe with nothing else.
All right. 33JM33. It has been a while. Welcome back. Watching a video with some Wizz Air guys doing a repo flight from JFK to Reykjavik. I don't know how to say that. Poor guys are so confused. I'm sure they would. Sure they were. Iceland. Icelandic. Yeah, that's why I can't pronounce it.
So just send a private message to the ATIS saying subscribe.
Billy Batson, hello. Welcome aboard. Just kind of waiting, guys. Will Mons, welcome back. Seems like we're having quite a few people that are returning. Come on, Andrew. Get your aircraft moving, man.
Detroit ground, Delta 1372, ready to taxi runway 21 right, and we have our engines moving now.
Delta 1372, taxi 21 right via Gulf Victor Mike, cross 27 right on Gulf.
Gulf Victor Mike, cross 27 right on Gulf, Delta 1372.
And appreciate you spooling up your engines, 1372.
There's a picture of me in the Discord.
Sorry about that. Hit the head thing on the right here. That's the only thing about keeping the microphone off to the side like this. Like, if I'm just by myself, not actually streaming, I keep the microphone like this. And it goes right to the mic, but you can't see my face. So I keep it off to the side, pointing at it like this. Andrew, taking his time. See if he actually taxis correctly. Keep an eye on you, man. Yeah, make sure Ryan, make sure he doesn't violate any rules. Move him to taxi. Looks like he's gonna make it. Will Mons, Will.
Open mic.
I was about to say, Ryan, or it's not Ryan, Andrew, Mike, or someone's Mike. Who's Mike's? Last calling aircraft, Metro ground. All we're hearing is static.
Metro ground Delta 1031, how is that?
Delta 1031 Metro ground. Reach a 5x5. How me?
Thank you. Looking for my IFR clearance to Chicago O'Hare.
Delta 1031, Metro ground clearance on request, standby. Delta 1372, contact tower 135.0. Have a good flight.
1350 to 1372. I hope you appreciate our taxiing.
Very much, sir. Thank you. Delta 1031, I got your clearance ready to copy.
Ready to copy.
Delta 1031, you're clear to the Chicago O'Hare International Airport via the Kalen 2 departure, SMUV transition, then as filed. Climb via SID. Departure frequency 126.22, squawk 4107.
All right, and we are cleared to Chicago O'Hare via the Kalen 2, smooth transition, then is filed. 126.22 and 4107 for Delta 1031.
Delta 1031 readback is correct. Push and start at own discretion. Current ATIS is Delta. Expect runway 21 right for departure. Call me to text. Ready taxi. I get my words all mixed up.
All right, 21 right, and I will call when I'm ready for taxi. Delta 1031.
My words all mixed up. No VFR traffic tonight. Kind of a shame. I like some VFR, excuse me, VFR traffic. Don't get a lot here out of Metro, though. You get more in Cleveland. Yeah, you'll get some in Pittsburgh, too. Yep. Everybody wave goodbye to Andrew. Bye, Andrew. Goodbye, Andrew. Don't reject takeoff, Andrew. Dadgummit, Andrew. Why are you rejecting takeoff? Why, Andrew? Why? You did that intentionally, didn't you?
Did he abort takeoff?
He did.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he aborted takeoff. He had.
All right, copy. You'll keep him. Andrew. Oh, man. So apparently he forgot to set his temperature. I don't know, Andrew. Maybe you can clarify. Forgot to set something. And why are you going south on Mike? Yeah, I'm assuming that's what he meant, the flex temp, yeah. Are they pushing to 3 left? I'm about to tune this frequency so I can hear what's going on.
over there. I was going to say you could just back taxi the runway, but that's fine. Just stay on the route I gave you.
Wilco.
Delta 1372, you're clear to cross 27 right.
Clear cross, 27 right, Delta 1372.
Interesting. So he pushed him down Mike Foxtrot Whiskey Papa. Could have just turned him back taxied on 27 right and then back up Gulf. I should be pointing with my arrow here. Maybe that's what you want. I don't know. I jumped in halfway through, so I don't know what transpired. I won't Monday morning quarterback anything.
So, Michael, what happened is he told me to cross the runway even though I really didn't need to, so I was like, oh, okay, I'll go left, and then that happened.
Bunch of aircraft on the ground now. Bunch of them. Up the that's a weird route. Let me check. I mean, it works though. I mean, if that's what he wants. Shorter route. Let him keep it.
Oh, well, it's starting to get busy in Detroit now.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, we got 5. Damn, and I'm getting off soon.
Metro ground,
That
Delta
sucks.
1031, ready to taxi to the active.
Aw. You gotta
Yeah,
leave just when the fun starts.
I know. That's how it always.
Detroit ground, this is Delta 159, heavy flat plan has submitted requesting clearance to Incheon International.
Delta 1031, runway 21 right, taxi via Gulf, Victor Mike, cross 27 right at Gulf.
All right, Golf Victor Mike cross 27 right for Delta 1031.
And Delta 159, Metro ground clearance on request, standby.
Standing by, Delta 159 heavy.
Going. Oof, he's going.
Pittsburgh is pretty busy too because you got arrivals coming in from Pittsburgh.
On international, okay. Delta 159 heavy. Got your clearance ready to copy.
Delta 159 ready for copy.
Delta 159 heavy, you're cleared to the Incheon International Airport via the MIGI 2 departure slap transition, then is
I fly
filed.
on Spirit.
Climb via SID. Departure frequency 126.22. Squawk 4111.
cleared for Incheon International as filed. Climb by make it to departure. Follow the SID. Departure is in.
Hasn't Frontier always been a low cost?
Departure is in 126.225. Squawk 1411 Delta 159 Heavy.
Delta 159 heavy. It's going to be departure 126.220. 220.
126.220 Delta 159 Heavy.
Delta 159 heavy readback is correct. You can expect runway 31 right for departure. Push and start at own discretion. Calmly ready to taxi.
31 right for the 31 right for departure. Push and start the question. Calling for taxi. Delta 159 Heavy.
Not squawked correct code yet. He hasn't entered a flight plan. 332.
Ground, you said 21 right. Is that correct? Delta 2159.
Delta 159 heavy. That's correct. 21 right for departure.
21 right for departure. Delta 159. Delta 159.
Delta 1031, contact Metro Tower on 135.0.
135.0. Good day, thanks.
Detroit ground Delta 2332 with you stand Alpha 32, type A321, requesting IFR clearance to Salt Lake City.
Delta 2332, Metro ground. Got your clearance on request for number 1. What is X? It should be Lima. Or 2. I mean, I could give him a Metro 2. If he really wants it. To him. No preferred routing, really. We don't have any type of Metro 2's not even on here. But it is a shorter route, so I'll give it to him. Heck, why not? If he wants to fly it, sure, I don't have an issue with it. I mean, it's a more direct route, I guess. Less mileage, so I'll give it to him. Delta 2332, got your clearance ready to copy.
Roger, Delta 2332, ready to copy.
Delta 2332, you are cleared to the Salt Lake City International Airport via the Metro 2 departure. Radar vectors dunks. Maintain 4,000 feet. Expect flight level 38010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is on 126.22. Squawk 4110.
Right, Delta 2332, cleared to Salt Lake City by Metro 2 departure. Radar vectors docks. Will climb 4,000. Expecting flight level 30, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.22. Squawking 4110.
Delta 2332, readback is correct. Push and start at own discretion. Expect runway 21 right for departure. Calm ready taxi.
We'll call when ready for taxi at Delta 2332.
And he's going 2 and right from the south, lower south. So it's going to be, it's going to be a long taxi. Well, not really long, but odd. Who's texting me? Boy, oh boy. Andrew, no. Hopefully you have enough fuel, man. Good evening, Greta. Yep, it's fully staffed. SB, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Joe, what's going on, my man? How you doing? On APU now. Gotcha. Do you have your brake fan on, don't you? Oh gosh. Just talk to me. Yeah, I was gonna be getting off like right now, but all this traffic is kind of made me stay on, so man, that sucks, Andrew. That sucks. Get off, just send everyone a PDC and leave. Yeah, I could do that. You know, I'm just doing ground. I'm doing clearance delivery and ground. We have a tower online, and I still got approach online.
Go for Metro Tower.
Sorry about that, guys. I was talking to the tower. All right, Delta 159 is pushing back. So is Delta 2332. They are mode C. Delta 159 needs to change. 2332 is good. Delta 159 heavy. Be advised you're squawking 1411. Change squawk to 4111. Or if there's a standby. that in the mixer here. See if I can get some music playing here, guys. Weird. Okay, that's better.
Ground, this is Delta 159 Heavy, ready for taxi, 21 right.
Delta 159, runway 21 right, taxi via Gulf, Victor Mike, cross 27 right on Gulf.
Golf, Victor, Mike, cross 27 on Golf, Delta 159.
Detroit Ground, Delta 2332, ready for taxi to 21 right.
Delta 2332, taxi to runway 21 right, via Juliet, Papa Papa, Papa 3, Whiskey, Papa.
Alright, Delta 2332, taxiing to 21 right by Juliet, Papa Papa, Papa 3, Whiskey, Papa.
Nice. Got it right. I'm always worried they're going to get that one wrong. Let me know if the music's too loud, guys. I can turn it down. All right, where's American 1234 going? Chicago. Ooh, that's high. I think that violates my our agreement with them. Yeah, it does. We're gonna ask if he can get lower. Get low, get low. Let's see if we can get him a lower altitude. There goes Delta 1372. He's finally taken off again. Don't put your brakes on again, Andrew. You can do it. I know what DCS is, man. I just not 100% into that, so. Bye, Delta 1372. Everybody wave to Andrew. This time he's actually leaving. Bye. Right over top of 2332. That's got to be really cool. Thanks, Will. Thanks for the wave emojis. Sorry, I totally ignored your question, Joe. Yes, I had to go through training for this. Absolutely. Delta 2332 is nailing this taxi. Turn right, come on. Yeah, there you go. Guys doing it right.
Delta 159 crossing 27 right at Gulf.
Thank you, Billy. I hope I do as well. It's not about getting into it, it's just the money. Delta 2332, cross 27 right on Whiskey.
Roger, crossing 27 right on Whiskey. Delta 2330.
Forgot to give him that instruction on the initial taxi instruction. Delta 159 heavy contact, Metro Tower 135.0. Have a good flight.
Contact the tower 135.0. Delta 159 heavy. Have a good one.
Delta 2332 contact, Metro Tower 135.0. Fantastic job on the taxiing, sir.
Roger, 135.05, Delta 2332. Thank you. Have a great day.
Will Mons, I find Twitch to be much easier to stream on. A lot less configuring I have to do, a lot less work I have to do. But my base and audience base is here on YouTube, so I stream a lot more on YouTube. I do have a Twitch, but on Twitch I don't stream X-Plane or this. I stream other stuff like 5M, which is a online mod of GTA 5, stuff like that. A little bit more mature stuff. Same name, guys. All platforms have the same exact name. Just Micah Messer put it all together. It's all there. I don't know if I have a thing for that. Nope, I don't. Yep, that's what it is. Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for the stream. I do appreciate you stopping by, hanging out with me. I'll try to do some more of these. Hope you guys enjoyed. And if you're watching this in the future, you're like, man, I missed this stream. Well, make sure you have selected all notifications on the bell icon next to the subscribe button so you get notified every single time I go live. So thanks for joining us, and I'll see you guys next time, either up in the tower, up in the sky, or on the streets of San Andreas. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. See you next time.